What up, everybody? This is your guy, Humble Warrior, the speaker. I got my guy, big homie Kev. The topic tonight is our culture failing or is God prevailing? But before we get started, I want to introduce my guy, big homie Kev, because me and this guy were way back. You know,
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
seeing him doing this grind for years. I mean, years on years.
appreciate
But
that.
talk a little bit more about your grind, bro.
Kev, big homie Kev. 27, born and raised in the city of Philadelphia. Full blown entrepreneur to the day. Um, Kind of speaking on what Eli said, the grind. Been grinding for the last, I would say 6, 7 years, just kind of cultivating my purpose and then now all aligning it with God's will, I guess. So went to trade school, left trade school, worked for the school district of Philadelphia for 5 years, was a dean of students for Mastery Charter School. In those last 2 years, got tapped in with a friend, a mutual friend of mine, Eli's Antonio Tone. We tapped in with a business called Driven, started construction, doing anything from clean house demos, small rehabs, kitchen bathrooms. With that being said, I felt God pulling me to create my own business. So I walked away from the school district, making like 80 grand a year, paid summers off, and it really just took a leap of faith, trusted in God. And to this day, I am officially year in of my business, almost a year in. November 20th, make a year of my business. And it's kind of grinding, man. So entrepreneur renovations 360 is my business. You can follow us on Instagram. That's renovations 360 underscore renovations 360. You'll see a black and white logo. So yeah, that's the short version of it all.
Ah, man. Eh.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. Like, I've been watching you literally grind that out for
I appreciate
years.
that,
Cause
bro.
you know what? These 6, 7 years, I was grinding too. You know, after my dad passed away and I was 19 years old. Yeah, 19 years old. Passed away, and I was still living in Norfolk at the time, so I didn't know what to do, bro. But you know
Mm,
what? The first thing I had to do was put God first.
facts.
Yeah, I mean, I had to really seek his face for everything because, growing up in North Philly as a young cat, you can get anything.
Hmm.
I mean, it's easy to get in, but it's hard to get out.
Right, right.
Dad always told me that. So for me and you to be grinding for those 6, 7 years, because at that given time, I didn't know what to think about. So my testimony is what gave me purpose.
Hmm.
Being racially profiled and going through those trials and tribulation at that given time. You know what I'm saying? Because I always knew that God had a purpose for me,
Hmm.
but how to discover it was the question for me
Mm,
to find out.
facts,
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? And for you to be here too, you know what I'm saying? Like you actually figure out your purpose.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You already said it in the podcast. You said, man, you had to go your own route because God was calling you to do that.
Facts,
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? Because you never know the people that you're gonna come across that you just
Hmm.
might help get them to their purpose.
Hmm.
I mean, we're a servant for him for a reason.
Yeah.
So do you feel like when God did that, that you knew that you was going to come across these people?
Um, I guess I understand that in every season God is going to put certain people in place,
Yeah,
um, and certain individuals to play a part in that season. I guess the part that I didn't know is how long each person would play and if they would carry over to the next season.
mm,
Um, I guess that's the biggest part for me is like I understand that in each season I'm going to meet new people, develop new relationships.
yeah,
But the hardest part is that season, like, dang, what relationships am I going to lose, and which ones are going to carry over, and then which friends are just here for every season and the longevity of me being in my existence.
exactly.
So I think that's the hardest part in losing some friends, losing some business partners. Like me and Tone, we're not business partners no more. For our differences and things that took place. Still a great guy. I mean, got nothing bad to say about him, but just the business aspect didn't work out of it. And then this new season, he couldn't be in this season in the role that he was in the previous season.
Mm,
So I think it's more so for me is that just kind of figuring out. the role that people are going to play in those seasons and the longevity of that person in each season.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would say.
because that's real. That's deep. A lot of people don't understand that, and that's why the confusion come in. But if you trust God and your heart is right with Him, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, He going to direct you your path. I'm saying He going to tell you the
For sure.
things that you have to do in order to get there.
Mm-hmm.
That's very important that you knew that, man. That's a blessing.
No, for sure. For
Not
sure.
everybody gonna get that.
No, for sure. No, you're not gonna get that. Some people lose out on their blessings and they prolong their blessings and make it harder for themselves because they try to hold on to certain individuals in certain seasons.
Yeah,
You mean now some individuals, what we must do to hold on to be with, like, you know what I'm saying, relationships, parents, husband, wife, kids,
yeah,
things like that. That's kind of like, again, like, all right, we're gonna be together for these seasons until
yeah,
God specifically tell us, hey, you know what I'm saying? But those business relationship, those business partners, certain clients, certain friends,
yeah.
we kind of get attached to them. We give them a more superior role in our life and in these seasons in which they are called to be in. And then that's us, you know what I mean, in the fleshly, like, no, that's my homie. He supposed to be here. He supposed to, is he really, is she really? You know what I mean? Is that God's, you know what I mean, purpose and will for that person to be in your life in that aspect for this time and period?
Yeah.
Sometimes we got to identify that. That'd be the hardest part for us as humans. But at the end of the day, you got to kind of live and you learn, and you got to be willing not to make that same mistake twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very true, man. That's deep. That's
Yeah.
powerful. Like I said, not everybody gonna get that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
it brings me back to, when we was younger,
Yeah,
first time we came across each other was we came to Deliverance, play basketball.
for sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, you know what I'm saying? And we knew somebody there that and that's how we met. A guy by the name Kyle.
That's Adam late night runs.
Yeah, late night runs. Yep.
Yeah, big shout out
So
to Kyle, man.
yeah, so it was a lot going on at the time because of that gym. You know what I'm saying? I always believed that when people come to that basketball gym that they was coming there to get saved and play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But, a lot of them cats that came to that gym also didn't make it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To where we at now. And that leads me to my question is the youth in today's world, are they really felon? Like, are they really not seeing not just life, but not just seeing how God can change they life around? Because everybody got a praying mom, a praying dad, a praying grandfather, grandpa. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's praying with somebody.
Yeah, somebody in that family praying.
Yeah. But the fact that a lot of them get chances to change their life around, but a lot of them throw their life away by getting killed or getting life in prison.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is God prevailing in their life, or can they be saved by the time they get a certain age?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is
I
that is,
think,
is that possible?
yeah, no, I think that's a loaded question. You really got to break that down. I think we must understand that the culture failing or the youth failing and God prevailing is all one, right? Like, God's always prevailing. Like, we got to identify that. And no matter what season,
Yeah.
he is who he say he is. I am the great I am. That's point blank, period.
Yeah.
Right? We'll always know that, and we should know that. See, the purpose is how we look at the failing. It's the failing and how we look at it, right?
Yeah.
Are we looking at this failing on some fleshly, or are we looking at it in the spiritual realm? If you understand and know the spiritual, then you can understand that even in me failing, God is still prevailing. That's when you can understand that, right? It's when we can look at it through the spiritual eyes, when we look at it through the fleshly eyes, when we look at it in the natural eye, that we like, man, God ain't this, he can't do that, or why am I believing in bull? Because man, that's how they talk. I mean, you talk to these young boys, man, God ain't gonna do nothing. My mom that got killed, or my pop in jail, my mom on drugs, and how God prevailing, and I'm out here doing this, and we ain't making it, and this, that, and the third, is because they don't understand how to, you know what I mean, let's say walk by faith, not by sight, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if it's really using that. Like, if we look through the sightful eye, that's what we see, the flesh, God not prevailing is what we think and what they think. But when we can look through the faithful eye, when we walk by faith, that's when it changes. Like, all right, I'm looking through this through the faithful eye. Is when that is embedded into these young boys, right? Say, train up a child in the way they go, in all the ways they'll never depart. So it's getting them at that young age and implementing them and planting that seed. Yeah. But it really comes down to us, me, you, people like Reese. Like, if we ain't had people like Reese in our life, if we ain't had, like, I love my pop to death. My pop, my number one role model, but it was things that people like Reese, my mentors like Kevin Gould, my big brother Carmen. It was things that these guys taught me, showed me, said to me, embedded in me that I would have never received from my pop or would have taken differently from my pop. You feel what I'm saying? And them being able to plant those seeds really kept me abreast, really kept me afloat, really kept me trusting, believing, and connected, and having that, whether it was strong, loose, weak, that connection I had in God in those seasons, that's what kept me. It's what, like I said, it's when them young bulls don't have that connection that we gotta. So that's when we gotta step in. Yeah, we gotta try to be that intermediate, because these ain't no young bulls listen to no 45, 50-year-old old head 9 times out of 10. No. Like, oh man, old head, get out of there, old head. They're gonna try to grind them up. They're gonna try to be funny. Yeah. They're not listening to these old heads. So it's when we, as that 25 to 30, that age group, that's when we got to come in and do like Kyle did for us. Have a late night run going on, have a little weekend paintball session going on. You mean we can pull these young boys out, but like Reese used to do, like, we ain't going downstairs and hooping at the Croc until we have a 30-minute men's session. We ain't going downstairs hooping. Yeah, we can hoop all night. We can hoop from 7:30 to 9:30. But if you're not in this loft by 6:30 for boys group, you know what I'm saying? That's how Reese used to carry it. So we used to be rushing to get there. I gotta get here, man. Yeah. And even after a while, you not wanting to hear what he's saying because you just so focused on basketball, you gotta tap in. Because it ain't no way. Let me explain. It ain't no way you can sit under anointing. Because Reese is an anointed brother. Yeah. There's no way you can sit under an anointing. There's no way you can be around God's people. There's no way you could be around that fire and not catch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's impossible. I don't care who you. I don't care if you're a Muslim, a Hebrew, Israelite, a Jew, Salam, whatever. Yeah. You get around that long enough, it's going to catch. So I feel like that's how we was as them young boys in the loft. Like, we was around that long enough. Like, people like me and you, we had our own walk, so we was able to really tune in and tap in, and we ain't mind coming at 6:30. Like, all right, like, I mean, this ain't all right, cool. I might not want to be here, but I don't mind tapping in. Like, we can get part. So we got to get these young boys around that. See, they gonna keep doing what they doing because they not around that fire. So we gotta either create a platform where that fire can be implemented or bring them to the fire. One of the, you know what I'm saying? One or the other. But if we can't do that, then young boys not gonna get saved. And that's when it goes back to, like you said, that praying mother, that praying father, that praying grandmother, that praying grandfather. Now we relying on that. You know what I'm saying? I never forget when I've watched I'm drawing a blank. Smokey Norfield.
Okay.
Check it out. Smokey Norfield got a 19-minute long YouTube video, and it's called Old School Prayer Life. And he was worshiping and praying, but in the prayer, he was like, I'm pulling on granddaddy's prayer life. I'm pulling on grandmama's prayer life. And that's real. Like, what is somebody praying somewhere? And that's, in a sense, what can be keeping these young boys alive, let alone from God having his way. So,
man, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Because Maurice, and shout out to my guy Maurice Williams.
Shout out to Maurice. Born with purpose?
Sure. Yeah, born with purpose. Yeah, like he laid down that foundation for us. I was actually, at that time, I was 15 years old, and to be truthful with you, I was still roaming the streets. You know what I'm saying? And I was with them people that was doing whatever they was doing out there. But the fact that I came, like you said, 6:30, 7 o'clock, or that 5:30 session, and got them good words in. You know what I'm saying? That did plant a seed inside of me. And I'm grateful and happy it did, because it changed my life around. Now it changed my life around. Matter of fact, let me tell you the story.
Hey, quick question. If people wanted to
Yeah.
tap in and view this, should they hit the link? How can they? I got a couple people that's texting wanted to tap in and watch. How can they watch live?
Go to my YouTube channel. It's Humble Warrior _Eli. They should be able to see it. Let me see.
Right.
I want y'all to bring it up on my stream, but probably won't let me. I'm gonna send the link right now.
To my phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple people said they wanted to tap in, so let them tap in, man.
Yeah, they can ask questions and everything. Yeah, a lot of questions they want. All right, just sent it.
All right, copy that. I just sent it out.
But yeah, back to what I was saying was, you know, at that age time, 15, 16 years old, you know, like I said, I was hanging with those people. And I'll never forget, my mom took me to this church that was like probably a few blocks down from Deliverance. I think it was on 25th or 24th Street, but a small little church. Her friend invited her, and
On
I'll
the
never
corner.
yeah, on the corner.
Yeah, that's my beloved
Yeah.
St. John. That's our old building.
Okay, yeah, that's it right there. That's it right there. I'll
yeah.
never forget. I don't know the pastor name, but he was a traveling pastor. You know, he was visiting, I guess, or he was preaching, but he definitely was preaching. But yeah, I went in there, man, and I sat down. Man, I never heard a guy preach the way he preached, and you know what? Everything he said, I actually felt like I was convicted. You know what I mean, by every single thing, like every word he said, I was convicted by it. I mean, he was speaking in things that it was like, yo, I fully understood where he was coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was done preaching, you know, he was calling people up there to come up there, whatever. And I was one of the first people that came up there. One of the first people that came up there. He called me up there, bro. He said, "Come here, young man." I came up there. At first, I was like, "Talking to me?" And I happened to go up there. And man, what he said to me, stay with me until this day. I'll never forget what he said. I can never forget it because I'm doing it right now.
Right.
He said that God wants to use you. Like God gonna give you purpose. He was like, but you have to get your relationship right with him. You know what I'm saying? He wants you to pray, seek his face, because he has a big purpose for you. But he said, whatever you do, don't go into the military. That's his exact words. Don't go into the military because God is going to take you somewhere. He was like, you're going to be one of the wealthiest men in your family and in your city. If only if you just stay true to him, I guarantee you will be there. He was like, also, love your mom. Show her love more. Talk to her more. Because you're going to need her in the long run. I said, wow. After he said that, bro, my whole perspective changed at the age of 15 and 16.
Right.
You know? And ever since then, I've been staying with God. You know, I had my fall offs, of course. I had my times where I didn't want to do certain things, but you know what? I still did it anyway.
Right. Right.
I knew that God had a plan for me. It was just about how do I find that plan? Like, how do I get that plan? Like, how do I know that plan is for me and only for me?
Right.
But man, his words touched me like that. I've never been seen ever since. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those cats that I ran with, no longer friends. You know, a lot of them dead, a lot of them got kids. A lot of them reached out to me probably a year or two ago, and you know what? Great conversation, great talks. You know what I'm saying? And it was all about forgiveness. That's all it was. Forgiveness.
No, for sure. For sure.
I mean,
no, that's facts. That's facts. Forgiveness is something that's hard to do. A lot of people don't. Yeah. Forgiveness comes with prayer and humility. You gotta be humble. I mean, not to quote J. Cole, but he said pride is the devil. I mean, we so many people, we just get prideful. We can't.
Yeah.
You know how many people in this world you'll just have a conversation with, and they can have been wrong 100 million times in their life, only apologized 100. Like you was wrong this many times, or you was incorrect this many times, and you can't just say, you know what, that's my bad, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's this right here. I'm a point.
Yeah.
Even in my wrong, I gotta find something wrong with you, or
Yeah.
even in my you mean it ain't gotta be that. It ain't gotta be that.
It's that pride.
You know what? My fault, man. You know what I mean? I give you my fault in a minute.
Yeah.
My bad. My bad. You mean that's me. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
But we can't do that because you're so proud. But that's a whole nother conversation. Because then that get into how you was brought up and the unaddressed issues you got and all. I mean, but nevertheless, yeah. And it's what you said is key. It made me think. Like I think about so many homies that I was tight with, I was close with. Was my boy back in the day. This my bro. That like, dang, we ain't that no more. We ain't that no more. And then it's like, dang, that's a part of God prevailing. Like with God prevailing is he gotta yank me a certain way. He gotta yank me away from certain people. He gotta lift me above certain circumstances. And with that, it's like, oh man, like that was my homie. But that go back to what we spoke about earlier about the wisdom and knowing, like the longevity individuals want to play in certain aspects and seasons of your life.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Because that goes a long way. You know, a lot of people don't understand that. And to this day, I still talk about character. I still talk about your spirit. Because those two things that you need the most, your character and your spirit. If you ain't got those two, man, your soul is going to get weaker and weaker. And then after that, that flesh is going to give in. Once it give in, you basically dead. You know what I'm saying? You ain't the same no more. You going to be like a walking zombie.
Yeah,
You know and that's what I call it.
And that's kind of the quote what you said, that you said your pop said. Yeah. It's easy to get in, it's hard to get out.
Yeah.
It's easy to get into that flesh, but it's hard to get out. And I'm speaking from experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had my experiences with flesh, you know, on different aspects. But it's hard to get out. But it's a little easier to get out when you can be transparent and be honest, put your pride to the side and say, listen, God, first of all, God, let me listen. I did X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back to ABC, like point blank, period. You know what I mean? So that's a major thing.
But the crazy part, the best part about God is that He's always willing to take us back. No matter what we got ourselves in, He's always willing to take us back. And a lot of people are scared to go to God because they feel as though, man, God is tired of us. But how can He be tired of you if you just woke up this morning? You gotta think about it. Somebody didn't wake up this morning. Somebody died this morning. Somebody got shot in the head 12 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? You woke up for a specific reason. Why is that? Purpose. Plan. He's prevailing on your life for a reason. He's giving you the opportunity to do your purpose. I mean, you're given so many chances every single day, every moment in your life. Why keep wasting it? I've never seen so many people waste life. It's like, man, y'all giving up so much. Why?
See, it's heartbroken. That I think that's all. That's all a combination of drive.
Yeah.
Right? With that spirit and that character, drive has to complement that. Your drive has to complement that. And the drive plays an aspect in every part of your life. You got to be driven. You got to have a drive to want to get closer to God. You got to be driven. You got to have a drive to increase your prayer life. You got to be driven. You got to have a drive to go get up every day, despite what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? Like this drive I got for business, being an entrepreneur, and seeking this mental, spiritual, financial, physical wealth. You know what I'm saying? I want to be wealthy in all four aspects of that.
Yeah.
I mean, and family at the utmost. But I have a drive and I'm driven. Can't nobody stop that. You hear what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
See, and this one I got to be honest about. That same drive and passion. I got to put a little bit more of that to my relationship with God. I got to, because I wouldn't be here today and have what I have. I ain't rich. I ain't got $1 million, but I think I'm doing great for myself. You know what I mean? For my family. I think there's a lot that was going on. But I watched so many people lose out on life. Like you said, you woke up today. That alone is enough for you should want to get up and do something powerful and impactful today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so many of us are getting up. I know so many people that's entrepreneurs and they businesses should be booming right now. Booming right now. You mean you should be marketing. Even if business ain't coming in, you should be marketing. You should be posting. You should be promoting. You know what I'm saying? I know so many people that got business that was booming at one point and got comfortable and now they slacking. You know what I'm saying? I know so many people that's just getting up and just, I got young boys that come work for me and I'm giving 15, 17. My highest paid guys at a dub an hour. Like I'm giving you 20 an hour. And it's comfortable. Like, well, I don't make you slave for your money. I don't listen. I want to teach you some game, to try to use your hands, teach you a trade. But I do expect you to do certain things in your work day. That's point blank. That's what any job. And I had guys like, man, I could work at McDonald's. Like this, a young boy told me I could work at McDonald's and make 12 an hour, and I ain't got to do nothing. Well, I could go to the nursing home and make 13, 14 an hour, and I ain't got to do nothing. See, you ain't got no drive. You ain't got no character either.
Yeah.
So you prefer to, man, go.
Wow.
What? You tripping is too much out here to benefit you to not have a drive in life. You woke up this morning, like I repeat that you woke up this morning, like you are not guaranteed the breath you have right now. You are not guaranteed to go to sleep and wake up. You know what I'm saying? Today or tomorrow is not promised to any of us. So you got to make every day count. You know what I'm saying? It was a Sunday. I was in the house all day. I cooked, did a little breakfast, did a little cleaning. You mean chill, baby girl. My family came over. We hung out. As soon as they left, I went and did a walkthrough. Listen, I gotta get it. Gotta keep coming. It ain't no 2-week paycheck coming in. It ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? But when you got a 2-week paycheck coming in, or things are still rolling without you doing what you have to do, the drive it decreases. You tripping. I'm trying to. You know what I mean? I see myself living in a 4-car garage. You know what I mean? Bedroom, 3 bathroom, finished basement crib with a big old backyard. I want my daughter to be 5, 6 years old and be able to go in her backyard at 3 in the morning if she want to be safe because we ain't in that type of neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the drive that's giving me. That's the drive I got right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a vision of being that guy in my family. Like, yo, everybody come over, y'all cook out. Like cook out at my crib. Like that's driving me. Like seeing those visions, like that's driving me. That's giving me the character that I have. That's giving me the, you know what I'm saying? Like relationships are worth more than money. So I got it. And that comes with the character. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a demo job right now. And I'm probably gonna lose like $3,300 on. Legit, I'm about to lose $3,300. But I appreciate the owner of the property more than that $3,300. Reason being, if it was anybody else, I probably would have had a conversation. I gotta walk away from this. I can't. I'm not in a position 2 months before Christmas to lose $3,300, and I'm not gearing on my business.
Yeah.
Reason why relationship worth more than money.
Yeah.
How about that same guy?
Yeah.
Recommended me to a friend of his, and I just sent them a contract for quadruple what I'm about to lose. So it's like, stay the course. Stay the course.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And to bring it all back full circle, it's our culture of felons, God prevailing. I could have looked at that as God not prevailing. I'm felon, it's messed up. But I'm like, God, stay the course, Kev. Like, it's something that it just stay the course. Look how God threw that my way. Look how he made it work. So it's like, all right, listen, learn this lesson. It's something for you to take away from this, Kev. Like, it's something for you to learn from this, John. But if you stay the course, right? If you stay the course, now look, now this Wednesday, I'm about to start a contract for quadruple what I just lost. I can't do nothing but say, but God, I mean, favor ain't fair. That's point blank, period. And then I check myself like, and once again, you mean, convicting myself in a sense. Kev, you got all this rolling and you not 100% tapped in like you should be with God. Imagine if you tap all way in. It's like, he said, I give you blessings, you'll have room enough to receive. So I'm like, all right, man. I was in here today, bro, and I had it's called Bow My Spirit. I'm about to tell you right now. I was at my dining room table today
Yeah.
for like 10 minutes in full blown tears. Full blown tears. Like God was just dealing with me. Full blown tears. And in the season of like, it wasn't like conviction dealing. He was just dealing with like, yo, listen, like, just do this. Like, you came a long way. Like, I'm sitting here looking at my daughter, like, dang, like 2 years ago, we was dealing with a miscarriage. You know what I'm saying? But here we are. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, yeah, God too good to be out here playing around, man. He's too good. You too good. You too good. Real rap.
Let me talk a little about this drive, man. Because this drive, people don't understand this drive.
Yeah,
And
talk to him.
I love the way you broke that down because they need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? They need to really hear what you just said. A lot of people would take money over God any day. You know what I'm saying? See, God tests our character for a reason. Let me say this quote real quick. Character defines on the days when you don't feel like doing what you once said you would do long after you said you was going to do it.
Yeah, say it again. They need to hear that one more
I'm
time.
going to repeat that again.
Yeah, get that to them again.
Character defines on the days what you once said you was going to do long after you done it. How you going to prevail that? How you going to prevail that? Your character have to match on the days when you said what you said you don't feel like doing on this day. How is that character going to get attached to that? See, it's days where I don't feel like doing what I want to do, but my character won't let me. My character won't say, you know what? Don't do that. No, my character going to say, do that. Because you never know what's going to happen.
For sure.
It's always important to put God first and you never be last. It's always important to say, you know what, man, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to give my all. And this is my last day to do this. I gave my all anyway. Like, I always believe in character, bro. Ain't no way that my character is going to tell me, don't do this. You know what? Let today rock. Don't even sit up there and waste time on trying to get this work done. Nah, my character going to say, you know what? Get right to it. You've been here before. You've been through worse. You know what I'm saying? You've seen death many times over. You've seen people fall. You felt many times over, but God got you back up.
Right.
How many times your character going to say, don't do this? It's a reason why that drive is inside of you. It's a reason why God is giving you the strength. I pray every day for strength, wisdom. I pray every day that God open my eyes up. 3 things I pray for every single day. And you know what? I got it all here. It's days I don't feel like doing nothing, and I still do it. Because my character won't let me go downhill. Because I've been downhill already. I see what's down there. It's not good. It's nothing good when you waking up and you trying to survive. Like you in survive mode. You know what I'm saying? And we all been in survive mode.
That don't feel good.
Man, that's probably the worst moment in your life to be in when you trying to survive off of what? I mean, you working 2 weeks. It's a job that you did for right now. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay certain bills. You only got what, $50, $75 to your name? Get some food, whatever. That ain't even that. It probably gonna last you probably 3 or 4 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that drive is inside of you. Like that drive is like, yo, man, I'm not trying to sit here and keep doing this. Like, yo, you want to drive yourself crazy. You're gonna be tripping after a while. It's like, yo, I can't do it. No car, man. You ain't got no car. You know what I'm saying? And you sitting up there and you trying every single day to work. You gotta rush to work. You gotta walk. You gotta catch the bus, train, all that stuff. You mean to tell me you ain't trying to strive for greatness? How many times somebody gonna keep telling you you have a calling in your life, you have purpose in your life? Why you keep trying to refuse that? That's like me telling God no. How many times you gonna tell God no? No. It's a reason why God plant these things. It's a reason why God plant these things in us.
For sure.
It's like, man, he's giving us the opportunity to do his purpose. Like his purpose is basically for free. You know what I'm saying? Like he's giving us free game. The Bible is free. Man, I'm about to go deep in it. The Bible is free game. It's so free. I could read a scripture right now, and that scripture could be just for me. It's pouring something in my spirit. It's telling me, you know what? Thank you, God. I needed that. Now I feel happy. Now I feel great. Now I'm like, you know what? Let's do this work. Like, yo, I could show you in my apartment. I have so much paper packed up, and you can see how much the work I got done just by the drive I have. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, God has given us an opportunity to do His purpose for a specific reason. See, we feel a lot of us. No, I'm sorry. The Bible says, "Don't lean on your own knowledge, but lean on my knowledge. Lean on my wisdom. My wisdom will take you far." You know what I'm saying? And when it says that, it's like, yo, it's telling us, like, yo, if only we just put God first and use His wisdom, I guarantee you, His purpose will prevail in our life.
For sure. For sure.
It can't fail, bro. It can't fail.
It's impossible. It's impossible. But that's the thing. You gotta really be tapped in and really 100% lean on God.
Yeah.
You got, like, I never forget. My pastor said one Sunday, he was like, "Listen, I want to have spiritual and Christ-like relationships with people that at one point questioned if God was real." You mean? And
say that again. Say that again.
Said, I want to have spiritual and Christ-like friendship relationships with people that at one point questioned if God was real. And I was at that point. And when he said that, I was like, I'm not trying to be friends with nobody that questioned if God was real, because I know God real.
Yeah.
See, but the whole premise and everything behind that is pretty much saying, like, when you got to a place, or when you've been in a place or a season or your time in life when you question if God was real, and then fast forward and you are now still a Christian and believe in God.
Yeah.
It was something in that season that God did that made you say, oh man, He's real. You know what I mean? God even brought you from somewhere where you thought it was the end of everything. God showed up and showed out in some type of way in your life. Something happened for you to say, to go from not believing or questioning if God was real, and then now go to, oh, I know He's real. God did something. He performed some type of miracle. He moved in your life in a mighty strong way. Something happened, and then it makes it like that. Because now, if you've been at that point, you question if God was real, it ain't no more question than that. You know, no matter what you go through, man, I could be 8 months behind on a mortgage, on a rent, and I can still be like, but God good. I know God got me. You know what I'm saying? I could not get a phone call for a job for 3 months, knowing that that's my means of income, when I can still be like, God good. I know He got me.
Yeah.
Because I've been somewhere before. I've been somewhere understanding and knowing that God, you know what I'm saying? But that's what we got to remind us. So, like, when we get to those places where we might start questioning, we might start weirding our faith, sometimes I got to do it. I got to pull up his resume. That's what I got to pull up God's resume in my life. Let me pull up your resume. Let me run down what you've done. Let me run down miracles. Let me run down your track record. And before we get to the bottom of that track record, I'm like, man, you tripping. You know I serve. You tripping. You're tripping. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you got. It's like having it's like in the NBA. You got a bunch of rookies on your team, and you Kobe. They gonna be like, we ain't losing, man. We got Kobe. We not losing. It's Kobe right here. Kobe right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at, like, God right here.
Yeah.
He said He'll never leave me nor forsake me. So even when I'm in them projects or I'm in the walk that I feel like I ain't qualified for, sometimes, listen, I promise you not, bro. Sometimes I'll be like, you tripping. Like, right, God, come on. We going right up in here. I'm going in this $40 million property project, and I'm going to talk my talk because He right here, and I've seen His track record. But it's my job to believe. It's my job to be reminded. It's my job. Faith without works is dead. I got to do my part.
Yeah.
I got to do my part. That's the thing. We think God is some genie. We think we're going to shoot a prayer up top and it's going to work out. Like, no, it's still a part that we must do. And if we do our part properly, then we ain't got to question or worry about nothing. And that's where a lot of people fall short at. So if we can do our part, we can pull up our end of the bargain, we good. And in that same, once again, bringing it back to the topic at hand, in those seasons, I might be like, dang, man, the culture felling, man. I'm felling, man. We felling. You mean? But no, we living in the last days, believe it or not. So the culture felling, is the culture really felling, or is God having his way? And in my opinion, God having his way. He weaning out, you know what I'm saying? Bishop Eric Lambert just came to my church, and on that Friday, he told my church, he was like, if y'all don't move and do what y'all want to do, God about to bring the prostitutes, the drug dealers, the strippers, the gang baiters, the murderers. He gonna save them right at this altar, and they gonna be ministering his word. They gonna be doing God's work. A lot of us, our calling is gonna be missed on because we ain't doing our part. So God is gonna always prevail, whether we failing, whether we doing our part, whether we holding up under the bargain. He's the great I am who I say I am. It's point blank.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? Well, it's him. He's him. So God will always prevail. So we got to know that. And to walk into any platform, to go on an interview, for you having this podcast, you should never in your life question if this podcast is going to prevail. Why? Because you got him standing next to you.
Exactly.
You got him standing next to you. You tripping. I got him. Yeah. I don't got baby him. I don't got used to be him. Yeah. I don't got was him. I got him right here, right now. And if you understand that and fully believe that, and you come from a place where you question if him was real, you know that now him got me. He got me. God got me. Jesus Christ got me. And sometimes I got to remind myself that, no, Kev, him, just him. That's it.
So you just went preaching mode, bro.
Stop, yo. Stop.
I love it though, man. I love it, man. You know what? And that reminds me, every time I hear God's word, it reminds me of the name he gave me, Humble Warrior Worthy. You know what I'm saying? That name wasn't, listen, I didn't bring that name up myself. He gave me that name. Yeah. You know what? That name came from the testimony that he gave me, because that was proof that he's real. See, I don't got to question if God was real, because I knew what God did for me. I seen it. I seen his hand move on my behalf.
For sure.
I had to do nothing. All I did was pray and seek his face. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I tell you, I'm just speaking from my own experience. When I tell you, I ain't have money to pay for a lawyer. When I tell you, I ain't have money to, like, always have for a car or anything. I had no type of money besides money just for my bills. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, when I had that case back in 2017, being racially profiled in Montgomery County, Willow Grove, that was all God. That wasn't me. Mm-hmm. But you know what? He needed to get my attention. He needed for me to see that he's real. Mm-hmm. See, I always knew he was real, but I needed to go through that process in order to go in my purpose. I've been praying. I've been asking God, what's my purpose? I need my purpose. This is the time for me to know my purpose. What is it? You have to tell me. He said, you know what, man? I'm going to show you. I ain't even going to tell you. What's the point of me telling you? I'm going to show you instead. He had to walk me in that situation. You know what I'm saying? I could have got shot, bro. I could have been dead. Could have got beat to death. You know what I'm saying? You know how many people I've seen get shot and killed through the years? The first time I ever seen somebody get beat up and choked, Eric Gardner. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Isaiah Thomas, who's now city council. That was my teacher at School for Freedom Academy Charter School. He was the first person that brought that on me. You know what I'm saying? And he will tell you this himself. I was the most quietest dude in my class. You know what I'm saying? But what's funny is I knew a lot of the answers that he was trying to get out of me, but I just couldn't say it, bro. I couldn't say it. I said, you know what, man? I don't want to know this stuff. I don't want to know it. But you know what? In my heart, I need to know that for something. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm glad that he put all that on me, because at 20, I was 20 years old when I received profile. You know what I'm saying? 20 years old and received profile. I could have been shot, bro. I could have been beat to death. Middle of the night too. This was actually around 2:15 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Cop pulled me over. It was a big car accident. Never found it. Never knew. Like I heard it, but I didn't know where it was at. I stopped the cop car. I told him, I said, "Yo, it was an accident somewhere around here. I can't find it. I'm me being me. I'm trying to help somebody in that accident. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody could have been hurt badly, injured badly. Somebody could have died, whatever case may be. You know. So never found the accident. I put a cop car over because he was coming mad fast on this long road called Eastern Road. So when I stopped him, he got out. You know, it seemed like he was cool and calm at the moment. But this bull switched up so fast. You know what I'm saying? He put his hand on his gun. He ain't pulling on me, but you can see him reaching. I said, "Whoa, what up?" Put my hands up. I said, "Listen, I'm just trying to get your attention." Mind you, all black on, Temple hoodie, black jean, black Timbs. And the funny part is, I was supposed to be at a party watching a boxing match. And I'm saying I wind up, I'm saying somewhere else I wasn't supposed to be at. You know what I mean? And that's how it all played out. But I'll never forget when his radio went off. You can hear somebody in his apartment saying, "There's two suspects running, both with dreads, both black, one burgundy, other one got all black on." I said, "Oh, here we go." I already knew it, bro. Yeah. When he said that all black, he looked right at me. I'm like,
here we go.
And the crazy part is, whoever said that, they seen two suspects, but that cop knew that I wasn't a suspect. But instead, he looked at me as a suspect, handcuffed me, had me on a sidewalk for about 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes. The other suspect got away. The guy with the burgundy, they caught. I mean, the witnesses came to me directly because the chief was getting the witnesses. There's about maybe 2 or 3 of them. They flashlight in my face. They said it was him. He's the guy that cursed us out and threatened us. He said he was going to kill us because the car was stolen. It was a 2017 Maserati at the time. Brand new car. Brand new. And the crazy part is, the neighbors were trying to stop the people from stealing that car. Whole time, the two dummies, I'm sorry, but the two people, you know what I'm saying, they was joyriding in a family car, in a uncle car. You know what I'm saying? And the neighbors didn't know them. So that's why they went out there, and the two suspects cursed them out. That's how bad it was. So when the cop handcuffed me and everything, said, "Yeah, you the suspect," whatever, they took me back to the police station. From there, everything just went crazy. I mean, they had me in a room. They trying to interrogate me and all that. They try to talk me down. And you know what, man? I stayed my ground. I stayed my course. I was humble. I didn't even say a word to him. But the funny part about that situation was,
when you say they was trying to talk you down, like they was being crazy there.
Yeah, they didn't put their hands on me, but they was, talking to me crazy and all that. One boy said the N-word. I ain't paid no mind though. But you know what? In the midst of all that, I still believe that God was on my side.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what? I ain't say a word to him not one time. I ain't even curse. I ain't even get mad. Because I knew that God was going to prevail. I knew that God was going to prevail.
You knew, off rip.
And that's why it's important for that character to stay inside of you, because you never know what situation God gonna put you in. When the chief came in, he looked me dead in my eyes. I looked boy dead in his eyes. I ain't got no fear, man. I'm a man, but at the same time, I'm a servant. I'm 20 years old saying that. The first question he asked me was, "What you do for a living?" I said, "Well, right now I'm in church. I go to school, and I'm a housekeeper. Regular housekeeper, bro." He was like, "Oh, okay." He was like, "What you doing out here this time of night?" At the time, I was with somebody I was dealing with. Got into a big, huge argument. I walked out. And he want to, go back and forth. I said, I'm just walk. Go for a little walk. That little walk turned into that accident. That accident turned all that. All that happened just by me walking.
Trying to clear your head.
Exactly. And you know what? In the midst of all that, man, I needed that though. And I'm
Mhm.
glad that everything happened to me for a reason because it made me realize and look at life. Like my eyes literally flashed. Like my life flashed in front of me. Like right in front of me. And you know what? This is the most important thing about it. If that cop would have shot me, I wasn't ready to go.
Mm,
I was still in my flesh, bro. If I would have
mm,
died right now, if I died at the time, I'd have been in hell. Straight up.
mm.
I'd have been in hell, bro. I don't believe that I'd have been in heaven. I'd have been in hell. You know what? 'Cause I was at that time in my flesh. I ain't even repent for my sins. You know what I'm saying? I'm all in it. All in it. That's the most important thing that a lot of us don't seem to realize and understand is that anything can happen to you at any given moment.
For sure.
See, a lot of people think, and I'm gonna say this, let me be real with this. A lot of people think that when they die, they go right to heaven. It's not how it works.
At all.
Like
At all.
anything happen to you, you go into one place and one place only. Because listen, you gotta see God. And when you see God, it's like watching a movie in front of him. You know what I'm saying? And he right there on his throne. He's telling you all the things that you did in your life, from the time, the date, the person you was with, all that. Like he's telling you
He
as
run
if
that
it's a
track.
movie in front of you.
He run that track record right there.
You can't lie to him. You can't lie to him. So I guarantee you, if I stood in front of him, I'd have been shamed. I'd have been guilty. And you know what? I wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have made it.
We all let it hear them words. Well done and done, my good and faithful servant. We all let it. We all want to hear them words.
I ain't had no forgiveness in my heart at that given time, bro. I had
Mm.
no forgiveness in my heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of us don't seem to understand that. You know what? I'm glad I went through what I went through because it taught me a great way to understand that God will prevail in your life if only if you stay true to Him. See,
Mm-hmm.
me, I was in church, but I wasn't staying true to Him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying I'm dealing with people for a season, which turned into overdue.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell people all the time, let go, let God.
Mm.
What does that mean? Exactly what I just said. Let go and let God. Stop wasting time on people that you know is not good for your life. Stop wasting time on things that you know you're not supposed to be in. Relationship, business, jobs, whatever it is, whatever category it is, stop wasting time because you know that God is going to prevail in your life. Just believe and
Mm-hmm.
trust in Him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, that's real.
sometimes it's emotional just think about my situation because it really taught me and opened my eyes up to a whole different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I wake up with a drive, stay the course, because you know what? God is going to work on your behalf. You got to meet God halfway. You can't sit up there and waste time.
Mm-hmm.
We have
Mm-hmm.
no time to waste time right now, bro. Like we live in the last days. Like you said, we live in the last days.
Yeah. There's no way we can be wasting time.
Like I'm trying to get all my brothers on track. I'm trying to get all my sisters on track. I'm trying to get everybody on track.
Because you want to see them.
Exactly.
You want to see them up top. We want to see them up
Exactly.
top.
I want to see everybody in there. I don't want to see a few here and the rest in hell. I want to see everybody in there. Like it kind of hurts. It hurts me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking about the people who's in there right now. And you know what? A lot of them probably begging right now for a second chance, and they
Mm-hmm.
can't even get it. And it's sad that people like to do what they want to do and how they want to do things in their life. But God wants to use everybody. Many is called, few was chosen. We all got anointing. We all got callings. But only a
Mm-hmm.
few of us is just going to walk into that. Mm.
No, you speaking facts, man. And I mean, two things. One, big shout out to you, man, because having a situation like that and still being able to see God in that situation is major.
Yeah.
And that play a part in your mental state, that play a part in your character, that play a part in how you was brought up. So big shout out to all of those things that cultivated you being able to see God in that situation. And then two, big shout out to you for being able to use that story to minister, encourage, and pull people closer to Christ. Because a lot of people use those stories as just as a way of just shaming the other race or the people that racially profiled you. I mean, but you still in that situation and show that God got the glory and show how He moved in that situation. So big shout out to you for that, man. Real rap.
Hold on, before let me find this article real quick. I'm gonna everybody to hear this audio, because a lot of people don't understand how real this is. Like this ain't nothing. Man, it still got me emotional just thinking about this. It really does.
Oh, for sure.
Here it is.
A local ministry student has been cleared after a case of mistaken identity. Police in Montgomery County have withdrawn criminal charges against the man they cited as the hit-and-run driver who crashed a stolen Maserati over the summer. The case sparked a debate on racial profiling, as WHYY's Dana DeFilippo reports. Elijah Clay is in his second year at Lancaster Bible College. He also works at Deliverance Evangelical Church in North Philly, where his late father was a deacon. He's the last person you'd expect to steal a car, crash it, and curse out witnesses. But last summer, police in Abington said he did just that on July 30th. They charged him with reckless driving, disorderly conduct, and other offenses. Over the weekend, though, they withdrew charges just a week before Clay's scheduled trial. I was just shocked out of words, honestly. Clay has always maintained his innocence, saying police racially profiled him. He was there that night. His girlfriend lives nearby. But he says he merely heard the crash and ran to help. Instead, police handcuffed him as the suspected driver. He was a good Samaritan who unfortunately was subject to a bad identification. That's attorney Lloyd Long, who represented Clay for free. Long says an elderly woman who saw Clay running towards the crash also helped persuade police that they had the wrong man. Clay says his case proves the power of prayer. All God wanted was for me to be confident and have faith in him. He wanted me to seek his face daily, pray every day, have people around me praying, supporting me. That's all he wanted. That's all God wanted. God will bless you if you just pray to him, if you talk to him through the heart. Clay says he has no hard feelings towards the police. The experience, he says, has strengthened his faith in God. Dana DeFilippo, WHYY News.
Hey, man, that's powerful, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's powerful.
That whole situation went viral for a couple months. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how everyone saw that and heard that. Man, it felt like God was using me to reach so many other people.
Mm-hmm.
And still is to this day. Still is to this day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a blessing. Because you know what? Like I said, I have money for a lawyer. Shout out to my guy, Lloyd Long. One of the best attorneys I ever had. For free though. Pro bono. You know what I'm saying? And he was a thorough cat. White guy. You know what I'm saying? He's real cool. But this guy helped so many people. God use anybody. When I say God use anybody, he use anybody he can.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing to have that man in my corner helping me with the situation. Because you know what? God can always prevail. God can always prevail. You know
yeah, that's how you end that. God gonna always prevail.
Gonna always prevail. Ain't no way he can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
he
it's
him.
a blessing.
He him.
He's him. Always gonna be him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like you said earlier, it's a reason for us being here. Like we now the OGs that gotta teach the young bucks.
For sure.
The game.
For sure. For sure.
Like, I can tell Cash right now, listen, if only if you follow me, I'm gonna lead you the way. Because God wants to use you.
For
sure. You know what I'm saying? He ain't trying to break you. He ain't trying to kill you. But he wants you to listen to him. You know what I'm saying? Get in that room. Stay in that room. Listen to him for a second. His word's gonna hit you.
For sure. For sure.
Can't waste time with that.
Can't
waste time with that.
That's you plan if you waste time with that.
Man, like I said, I wake up every single day. I thank God because he gave me that name, Humble Warrior Worthy. That's where that name came from. Testimony. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got a video dropping soon, very soon. It's gonna be a deep video on Humble Warrior Worthy. And and I got the clothing line and everything. Had the clothing line since 2018 actually.
That's major.
And a lot of people didn't understand, like, clothing line is just a clothing line. That name is everything. That's God's name right there. And man, I ain't just doing this because I'm trying to make money. I don't even care about money. I care about God.
Mm-hmm.
His plan gonna always prevail. Don't matter what you say and what you do. I had many people tell me all the time, God ain't real. God ain't gonna use you. What God needs you for? Man, it still ain't stopped me.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Can't nothing stop me from getting there.
Facts.
I'm gonna always get there, regardless of what you say and how you say it about me. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? I'm gonna still forgive you. No matter what you say at your mouth, I'm gonna forgive you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. Because God is, see, look, he wants to test that character inside you. You're gonna be tested. You're gonna be battle tested. I'm battle tested. I've been battle tested. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't just talking about the streets, I'm talking about spiritual realm. That's deep. That's probably the deepest thing we will ever get in this conversation. That spiritual realm is the biggest battle of it all. I had a cat I listened to by name New York Smart.
Okay.
Deep dude, man. I never knew Bull was this powerful, man. He speaked on Christianity so much, man. And you know what? Everything he said is so true.
You said New York Smart.
New York Smart, cat from New York,
Okay.
named New York Smart. He used to be with 50 Cent and them back in the day for their record label. Man, this dude is so deep into Christianity. You know what I'm saying? I respect him a lot. Because you know what? He's just, he realized, well, he been realized, but he's talking more into the light about the spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how they say that crack, they in the 80s, crack came to the streets and all that. Now he's saying that the rap game is come to the streets.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But that's the new crack now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the new crack now of this
100%.
generation. Is that rap game? You know what I'm saying? That
100%.
drill music is what they call it. Drill music.
No, 100%. 100%.
And it's crazy how the devil used so many people. Because don't get me wrong, the devil is real. He ain't just anybody. He real. Let's be real with that.
He real.
He's real. Let's be real with that. And you know what? I don't want to say too much, but I want to say a little bit about this. The devil can put something in your ear and say, "Go do this." I'll wait. Go ahead. It tap you in the shoulder. Go ahead. Do what you gotta do. And it's crazy how the devil can use people because the devil got assignments too. You know what I'm saying? His assignment is always to break us. Because we know that we doing God's work. We doing his purpose. He don't like that. See, people didn't understand that, like I said, it's the spiritual realm. So when I tell you that God will prevail in your life, he's going to prevail in your life. And the devil don't want to see that. So it's like what Denzel Washington said, man. It's funny how we all talk about this conversation. I never forget when Denzel was he was telling TD Jakes about this. He was saying how the devil will not bother you if he won't bother you if you ain't affecting his kingdom. Yeah, he cool. Leave him alone. He ain't what he doing. He mind his business.
He ain't hurting us.
But the moment you do right, that's when you become a threat to the devil's kingdom.
For sure.
Because now he sees, oh man, this boy starting to realize certain things. I mean, his eyes is like open up now. I gotta stop that before it gets too late. Now it's like people is opening their eyes up to God. It's like the situation they're in is finally starting to realize, like, yo, this not right. I shouldn't be doing this. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we gotta sit down in order to realize when God is trying to get our attention. How many times God gonna sit up here and use us for something that He need us to do? It's like, man, we given the opportunity every single day to do His purpose.
For sure.
We called, bro.
No, and that's where it comes to us.
We called.
That's where we gotta play our part. We gotta do our job. We gotta do our job because we all are called and called to His purpose. You know what I mean, and like that goes back to what I said earlier about the faith without works is dead. I mean, we gotta do our part. We gotta do our part. You know what I mean, and when we understand our part, our role, it comes. I would say it's a lot easier to serve God.
Yeah,
it's easier to serve God when you understand your job, your duty, your part, and how you must play a role in every aspect, season of your life. You know what I mean? Even when God is giving you a blessing, God can bless you with a house, a home, finances. With that blessings, it's still a part that you must play.
Yeah.
He might have given you that house to bless that neighborhood, to be a blessing in that community. Because 2 years from now, it's going to be a neighbor that moves in next year that's going to need you to be there for them in some way, shape, or form. God financially blessed you because you might come across and have a friend that's homeless. You might be able to get them the first and last month, or you might be giving that security deposit on helping them find an apartment. You feel what I'm saying? Like, with everything that we go through, God is trying to use us with every season. Even with every blessing, God is going to use that blessing and allow you to be a blessing. And it goes back to us playing our part. But you cannot play your part in this kingdom if you aren't tapped in. You got to be tapped and plugged in. If you weren't tapped and plugged in when that situation happened on July 30th, 2:15 in the morning, if you weren't tapped in, God wouldn't have got the glory out of that. You know what I'm saying? You could have responded a lot differently in that interrogation room, but you were tapped in.
Yeah.
So you automatically, all right, this is my faith being tested. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to rumble a certain way. I gotta move a little differently. You know what I'm saying? So no, that's all real, man. That's all real.
Yeah. You can't always fight physical.
Yeah, no,
You know what I'm saying?
Heck no.
Can't fight physical no more. Them days over.
Heck no.
Now it's all about your mental. It's all about that wisdom.
For sure.
It's all about that Bible now, using them tools and them resources.
For sure.
That's what it's about, bro.
Yeah.
It always leads back to the question: is God prevailing? I'm sorry. Is our culture failing or is God prevailing?
For sure.
It always leads back to that.
For sure.
But it's a quote real quick I want to say, because I always love saying this quote on my podcast. Here it is. It says here, the man that views the world at 40, same way he views the world at 20, has wasted 20 years of his life. How can you respond to that?
Change. We always say in the real estate world or just in life, if 3 years passed in your life and you haven't acquired a little bit more, you haven't gained a little bit more knowledge, you haven't changed, you're still doing the same thing, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you can view the world the same with a 20-year gap if you connected to God. There's no way. Because he should be changing your life. He should be increasing, enlarging your territory. This is your season for increase, overflow, abundance, all of those type of things. Yeah. So in 20 years, should have walked through 20 years of blessings, 20 years of increase, 20 years of obedience. And you should be seeing God in a different realm, a different light. You should be seeing his world. Because in 20 years, you're getting closer. So you appreciate his world a little bit more. You feel what I'm saying? Over 20 years, a lot bit more. So there's no way. Not if you connected with the great I am. If you connected with him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that don't. You got to. There's no way. Not for somebody like us that's tapped in. Yeah. You can't. But if you're not tapped in, I can see how you might view the world the same, but feel a little bit more different. Like, man, this world nutty. I'm ready to. No, not if you tapped in with the great I am. You can't. You can't. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I may have to go get my charger. My little laptop ready to die on me.
Hey, man. Still got more? Let me know.
Listen,
How you feeling?
listen. I feel good, man. I feel like this platform is definitely a way for people to tap in, man. And I want to take the chance to give you your flowers, King. Like, you mean, what you're doing is great. What you're doing is amazing. Definitely keep doing it, bro. Like I said, man, like if you ever, because even in our utmost, relationship and faith in God, sometimes we still do question. Sometimes we still do, get weary. Sometimes we still do go through trials and tribulations. But just be reminded, bro, that you got purpose and what God is doing and how he's trying to use you with this platform. Humble warrior worthy. Like keep doing what you're doing, bro. Like you are not only creating a platform to share your story and glorify God, but you also giving brothers like myself, young cats coming up a way to tap in, because this might be the only Bible that they read. This might be the only way they receive God is through this platform. You feel what I'm saying? So, I encourage you to on your platforms, rather who you got on here, pray in the beginning, a little prayer. And you give people the opportunity to tap in with you offline, man. Because this is dope, man. And the fact that we had a whole hour conversation, hour and 11-minute conversation, and God was mentioned multiple times in every minute, every second of this conversation, and we still was able to bounce from here to there, is a dope testament to what you're doing, bro. So keep doing it, keep grinding. If you need me, hit my line. Any way I can help you, bro, let's make it happen. Because what you're doing is dope, bro. You're doing this, bro, and I appreciate you. I'm humbled that you gave me the opportunity to tap in with you, man. So big shout out to you. Big shout out to my man Maurice Williams. Eli has the same mentor that we've known for years, 10 plus years at this point.
Yeah, 10 plus years.
I always say it all the time, and I am who I am today because I have people like Maurice, Kevin Gold, Carmen, my father, that has played a part in the molding and crafting of this young man that I am, aligned with God's will. So I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate you even more, bro. Yeah, man. Thank you.
Definitely, bro, man. I definitely appreciate you as well, brother. Like, came a long way, man. That's all I can say. You came a long way, man.
Hey, man, we still going. We still going.
Still going. That's the most important part. But you know what? We gonna run this back.
For sure.
We're gonna run this back.
Yeah, we definitely gonna run this back.
I'm gonna get my people in this joint too. I'm trying to get my man Jizzy in there. Shout out to Jizzy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying,
real thorough
cat. Real thorough cat, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know what? I always respect people that want to tap in. You know what I'm saying? Cause that tap in lets you know something.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It wakes you up and say, you know what? You doing what's right. You getting that message out there. That message is important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's always about that message, man. It's always about what encourage people and what encouragement you can help to give someone else. Which leads me to this question real quick before we go. What encouragement could you give to somebody who wants to watch this, who is watching this video or we're watching it in the future? You know what I'm saying, when they watch this, how it can benefit and help them in their life?
Have a notebook. There was a lot of jewels dropped tonight. It was a lot of scriptures dropped tonight.
Yeah.
There was a lot of real life situations. We're looking at two young men from the city of Philadelphia, who made it out the mud, as they would say. So if you that young cat, that young brother, that young sister that's watching this, that old cat, old sister that's watching this, man, it ain't never too late for God to use you. You see what I'm saying? It ain't never too late for God to use you. And you just gotta want to be used. You feel what I'm saying? You just gotta want to be used. You gotta be in a place like, man, God, I just want more for my husband, my wife, my son, my daughter, my brother, my aunt, my uncle, my kids. God, I want more financially. I want more physically, mentally, emotionally. And if you want more, just tap in and ask God, how do I get more? And that how is it a how is conversation. Just talk to him. The same way we talking now, you can talk to God. It ain't got to be hands and knees, hands like this. God, listen, it's me here today, and I don't know you that well. I want to get to know you because a lot of people talk about you.
I think big homie Kev got disconnected, but I'm just glad everyone tapped into this podcast. This was a great podcast, man. I just pray and hope that everyone continue to stay strong and continue to stay focused on their purpose and their goal in life. Stay locked in, stay tapped in. You know, we're gonna keep doing this. Just gonna keep going up. We got to. This is the only way. And you know what? I appreciate everyone for tapping in. Stay encouraged. Continue to keep pushing forward because you know God will prevail in your life. That's all I have. Until then, Humble Warrior, the speaker. Next time. Peace.